This is the Pico 4 VR headset, which was released in autumn last year. So full disclosure, this headset was sent to me by Pico, but I have been keen to try this out for a while. While I'm not a complete VR obsessed person, I do enjoy using VR headsets. I have tested and reviewed some on this channel. So in this video, I'm just going to be giving you my first impressions of the Pico 4 VR headset. I'm going to be using it a lot more over the next few weeks, and I'll bring you some more videos and kind of decide what we think after that. But for now, let's just take a look at the specs and kind of my first impressions of this headset. So the Pico 4 VR headset is really a next generation VR headset. It features what's known as pancake lenses, which makes the headset thinner and smaller than the previous generation of VR headsets. It features a mobile processor with 8GB of RAM, and you can choose between 128 or 256GB of memory. Opening up the box, you can see the VR headset straight away. It also comes with a USB-C charger and an instruction book. My first impressions of the Pico VR when trying it on is that it is much lighter and smaller than the other VR headsets that I have tried before. I think the strap is actually really good quality. Usually with VR headsets you have to buy kind of an extra one because the one they give you generally is very uncomfortable, but the Pico 4 is definitely one of the more comfortable headsets that I've ever worn. This is probably in part due to those new pancake lenses, which makes the front of the headset much thinner, lighter and smaller. But a unique design feature is that the battery is actually located at the rear of the headset, of the rear of the strap, which kind of balances out the weight on your head so you can use it for longer without straining your neck. You'll also find this mechanism that can tighten the headset strap to your head so it will basically fit perfectly as long as you twist this dial at the rear. It will allow you to fit the headset properly, and it's much less likely to slide around as you're playing games or doing whatever you want in the VR worlds. So turning on the headset, right away I do notice that the screen resolution is actually pretty good compared to the other headsets that I've tried before. Now looking at the specs, it features a 4K resolution screen, and that's 2160 pixels per eye. So setting up the Pico 4 is really simple, just takes a couple of steps, connect it to your Wi-Fi and you're ready to go. The first thing you'll be introduced to is the Pico Store, where all of the apps, all of the games are, and just browsing through I can see there are quite a few options. Now this is a new app store for this headset, and it may not be as comprehensive as others, but the headset's been out for about 6 months now, so there are plenty of apps, some that you may have heard of before and some new ones too. There's rhythm games, shooters, puzzle games, games that have been very popular on VR like Superhot, Blast On. There are various sports games, and there are utilities such as virtual desktop. Even if you were interested in only say a quarter of the things available here, I still think it would take you a while to get through everything. Now the Pico 4 VR is a mobile wireless headset, which means you don't need to connect it to any cables or anything to work. It features all of the cameras inside the headset, and the controllers are obviously wireless as well. But this does mean that it's limited to the kind of games it can play wirelessly. So I've only been using this headset for a couple of hours just to get my first impressions, but the thing I noticed the most is that it is so much more comfortable than any other VR headset that I've tried. I'm sure it's because of this weight distribution and the pancake lenses, which are a next generation technology for VR headsets, which is making them a lot thinner and smaller. In the hours that I've played, I've never had an issue with tracking. The controllers work just as well as any other that I've used. I don't notice any lag or any stuttering, even in the more complicated games. The headset does have 8GB of internal RAM, so that should be enough to play pretty much anything that the developers are throwing at VR headsets these days. So I think that's it, guys, for my first impressions. So far, I am relatively impressed. This is the first next generation VR headset that I've tried, and it is definitely a step in the right direction. I do have a couple of concerns, namely the battery life, and whether there is enough in the Pico 4 App Store to keep me busy, keep me interested in the headset long term. But I will be testing this out over the next few weeks. If you have any questions or you want me to try anything out, or any specific games or experiences you're interested in, then please comment below and I will certainly do so. But until next time, guys, I will see you around. Bye.